We're back. I know you missed us, guys. You were wondering where we've been. And Ross and Ricky, we've been working. We've been working boys this week. So I apologize on behalf of the Burn It Down podcast that we are coming at you late. It's a normal time slot, Ross, of Thursday, Thursday evening. But we're going to do a little combo episode this week because we did miss our Atlanta recap. And we can't have that for our fans. So we're going to do a abbreviated Atlanta recap just in case any of you guys still care about what happened this past weekend. And then we'll segue into North Wiltsboro. I am your host, Ricky Allen Jr., joined by my co-host, Mr. Ross the Boss Tatum. Ross, it's been a week, brother. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. Who knew that 40 weekly listeners would not pay us full-time money? So we actually have to have real jobs and do real things. And, that's unfortunate. So we're going to need more out of you guys. Just kidding. I love my
Maybe
job.
one
so
day.
I'm not going to say that. Yeah. And,
NASCAR, give us our credentials.
That's right. And Ricky, I do have to say I'm disappointed in you for not winning our league-sponsored race, the Burn It Down 130 at Phoenix. Not sure what happened there. I'm a little embarrassed for you, but I still love you. But it'd been nice to get that win.
Tell you what, man, I was driving off in the distance. I had our good friend and teammate Will Bustler chasing me down. I don't think he would have got to me. It would have been close, but I think I was just going to be just fine. And we had a caution come out, and then I don't know. I guess I got a little nervous on the restart and drove it into I Saw Jesus and threw it away. So that's on me.
I think you saw Jesus for sure.
I did. So I know the Nerditude guys like to listen. So shout out to the Nerditude guys. If you guys want to check out some fun sim racing, go watch them on YouTube. A little shameless plug for our boys over there at the Nerditudes. But yeah, so it was unfortunate, Ross, but we're going to move on. We got one race to go, but let's talk about the stuff that the people came here for. And that's not our pretend racing. It's real life racing. Ross, I am not going to spend much time on this because I don't think it is worth our time, but the truck race and the ORAPS race, I was embarrassed as a race fan. I'll be honest with you. They were shit shows. The trucks were at Lime Rock, and you would have thought those guys just don't know how to drive. And same with ORAPS, man. The guys went nuts at Atlanta. Did you have the same sentiment, or did you have a different feel for those two races?
Man, that truck race might have been one of the worst races I've ever seen in my life. Just flow wise, I've talked a lot about Lime Rock, how much I like it, but once I watched the race there, not as big of a fan. There's not a lot of passing zones for these drivers, and I think it just led to a lot of over aggression and a lot of stupid driving. And so that was disappointing, and definitely the ORAPS race on Saturday was also pretty disappointing, man. What a joke. I mean, why are these guys losing their minds?
They freak out, man.
Races?
They just absolutely lose their mind. Kind of like me at Phoenix, but yeah.
Yeah, but they legit do. I mean, it's disappointing. I mean, they're supposed to be quote unquote professional drivers. I know they bring big bucks and they're not actually professionals, but you're still in NASCAR. You're supposed to have some skill. You're supposed to have some awareness, and they seem to lack it in both series.
It really blows my mind, especially with the trucks, that Lane Ridge and Caden Honeycutt are just head and shoulders above everyone else every single week. They are so fast, and I don't know, man, they just get antsy and get themselves behind. I mean, I know in that situation they kind of got behind on the stages because they elected to both take stage points, so they started toward the back, and then they both ended up getting in a pile up. Caden still came back and finished third after wrecking his teammate. That was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he fell all the way back to 24th, 23rd when that accident happened. Yeah, I mean, they're head and shoulders above everyone else. I'm not sure why, even I mean, I feel like sometimes even their patience is low, and
Mhm.
you know, they're the best right now in the series, and they definitely have the best trucks. But the crafty vet won the race. Shout out to Grant Enfinger. If I was
Yeah.
going to place a bet, he'd be about the 30th person I would have picked last week. Not really a renowned road course racer, and he pulled it off. I mean, great job by him. But yeah, I mean, the crafty vet that showed patience is the guy that pulled it out.
Yep. Yeah, congratulations to Grant Enfinger. Good to see him get the win. Um, so yeah, ORAPs, I don't really have much to add except somehow Justin Allgaier dragging something on the bottom of the car with sparks everywhere is still able to outrun everybody else through all the wrecks and everything else and gets his 6th win of the season.
Yeah, another Justin Allgaier win where everyone else just screws up and doesn't want to win, right? So he's just picking up the scraps, and because again, he's a crafty vet, pulling out these wins when no one else wants it. I really thought it was going to be Carson Quaffel's race and a couple other guys, but yeah, I mean, just a shit show, honestly. First stage was first stage was very interesting with all the drivers being spread out. Second stage as well. Uh, it was
Yeah,
kind of
that
enjoyable
was
when
a
the
little
race
different.
was.
We hadn't seen that
Yeah,
yet, really.
yeah, and I guess my question is how long are they gonna let that happen before we see a repave at Atlanta? Because we like this super speedway racing, but if it
Mhm.
gets too spread out, we're not gonna like it as much.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna keep getting worse. I could be wrong, but it seemed to rubber band back up at the end, and I think naturally these races are gonna have cautions too. So I don't think it's gonna be a situation where we're going caution free and we're getting stupid spread out type of thing. But yeah, it was interesting to kind of see that that was a little new for this style track. Um, Sunday night, man. It goes to show, I've said this so many times, man, I feel like a broken record, but it really goes to show the quality difference of the Cup guys versus, either of the other series, because the Cup guys went to the same racetrack that OREPs had a shit show and put on a hell of a race, in my opinion. I think Atlanta continues to be one of the hottest tickets on the circuit. And for me, at least, it did not disappoint. Again, I thought the racing was incredible all night. Ryan Blaney just dominates. Honestly, I did not see him, leading that much. We had talked about in our weekend preview. Coming in that he did have the most top tens, but he didn't have a win there since the repave, and he looked great all night. We knew Penske had led a lot there in the past, and if they could just get in front, they were going to be hard to beat. And man, Ryan's car was so good, man. It's like whenever someone challenged him and he got past, then he could just kind of pull that car wherever he wanted to and kind of take the lead back at will.
Yeah, great car. He had a great car, and obviously Ryan is one of the top restrictor plate racers that we have in the series. I know they're not restrictor plates anymore, but one of the top super speedway racers in the series, and it just goes to show, man, this is the perfect track for super speedway guys. And we saw what I would view as the top 3 to 4 or 5 super speedway racers basically just run up front all race. So yeah, Atlanta's just really turned into a great ticket, like you said, a great track for racing. And it just brings the right mix of handling and driver skill and driver intuition in these super speedway races. It's definitely my favorite track. And, I was only 2.5 hours away from there Sunday, and I was really heavily debating going. And
Man, you
thank
should
the
have went.
Lord. No, 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 no. That would have been a waste of money. So, yeah, I mean, I had to watch the last part of this race on highlights on YouTube, because, I mean,
With
we'll
the
get into it a
delay and
little bit.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into it in a little bit, but I mean, just kill me on these 7 p.m. starts when there's rain. I mean,
Yeah.
just it's ridiculous. I mean, can we do something? I mean, they knew the rain was coming. There was no way they could move that start time sooner.
I
I
think it
mean,
goes back to the TV because remember, Prime was it at Nashville where they moved it up, a good amount and they got it
it
in?
was. But
So
we are literally talking about the Lord of the Rings being on TV. We couldn't move it up for Lord of the Rings. We know what the fuck
It's
happens
like
to Frodo Baggins.
it's a
We
classic,
know
man.
that the ring gets put in the volcano. We don't know what's going to happen in Atlanta. And a lot of us don't because we could not stay up till 2 a.m. to watch that race because unfortunately we had to work.
And you know what's wild, Ross? I had a harsh realization. Um, this was probably one of the moments in time that I actually went to bed, as they were firing up to go back green, and, I was texting our podcast, fan and fellow friend, Zachary Pockrass, and he's like, "Yeah, we're ready to go." He's like, "You staying up?" And I'm like, I was like, I got training in the morning. It's probably not going to be a good idea." And I actually did the mature thing and went to bed. And but I did watch the final stage on my way into work. So uh, didn't want social media to spoil it or anything like that. So it's hard to do in this day and age, Ross, if you want to see something that's recorded without spoils, but made it work.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I woke up and before I could even look at my phone, there were already like notifications on there. So that was out of the question. So I knew who won as soon as I woke up. I was glad to see
Mhm.
Ryan Blaney won, I will be
Yeah,
honest. But yeah, I guess we need jobs as very uncontroversial history teachers, and we could probably stay up on Sunday night in the summer and watch these races. Shout
that's
out to
true.
Zach Pockers.
Yeah, there you go. Other contenders in the race, Ross. Carson Hocevar, as much as it hurts me to say this, I was pretty impressed with how he ran on Sunday. Obviously, he still got that aggression, which you're never going to take away, but I'm cool with it. I thought he actually made a lot of smart decisions, if you want to call it that. Didn't really put himself or others at a terrible risk. I think there's a couple opportunities, especially at the end, that I think he could have probably thrown a really bad block and probably wrecked the field, which I think he may have done that in the past. So, yeah, I still don't like him. Not rooting for him by any means. But I was, I'll say I was impressed with how he ran on Sunday.
For sure. I mean, that's why I put money on him and Bubba. I mean, those guys are not afraid to take the runs, not afraid to get involved in these races. And I feel like too much of the field is so, I don't want to call them pansies, but they don't, make the moves that Hocevar and Bubba make to get up to where they need to be. And
I'll
that's
tell
why I
you,
put money on them.
I'll tell you another driver that was clearly not afraid of making moves, but I think it goes to show. I don't know if he's just trying to change his way of racing or what, but dude, Kyle Larson was all over the place during this race. I like the aggression out of him, but it just seemed like, in my opinion, he made more stupid moves than Carson Hocevar did during that race. There are several times that I saw where he slid up in front of someone, and like I think he did it to Eric Jones 2 or 3 times, where literally Eric was having to lift out of the throttle to make sure he didn't wreck him, and I don't know. And then he just patting Kyle Larson, gets himself in trouble, spins out, probably damages the underbody, but then went and put 4 tires on it and was actually driving back through the field, and then seemed to it looked like he just kind of turned down on Denny, and got himself in big trouble. So I don't know. I just don't know anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Larson is not the best restrictor plate driver in the world, but I will say it's nice to see him be aggressive. But
Mhm.
I'm kind of curious if those cars were even handling very well. I mean, we didn't see any of the Hendrick guys run too well.
Yeah.
So maybe he was driving around a turd and he was just more aggressive with that turd and put that turd up front for most of the race. But yeah, it was pretty interesting to see how aggressive he was, compared to his teammates at least.
Speaking of his teammates, did you hear that interaction between William Byron and Rudy Fugle?
Yeah, that was wild. You don't get that from that group
Yeah,
usually.
he was. I mean, both of them too. I mean, I feel like Rudy's pretty laid back, and Williams pretty laid back. And is that the stress of where we are at in the year, Ross, where that 24 team is yet to find victory lane?
Might be. It might be sure enough. Me personally, if my crew chief talks to me like that, I'm gonna be a straight up dickhead back to him, and I'm going to let him know that that shit's unacceptable because I'm the one driving the car. But you know, um, it's weird, Ricky. It seems like this is becoming more and more common with these crew chiefs just absolutely shitting on these drivers and thinking that they have more control and that they could almost, to me, like it feels like that anybody could drive their cars kind of thing. It's weird.
I'm gonna take the other side to this argument. I think the drivers need to quit being little bitches and divas, in my opinion. You drive for Hendrick Motorsports. Your car may not be driving the best, but figure it out. There's other cars that have way less resources than you. Now in that situation, I want to say that William had complained about the same thing like 3 or 4 times in a row. So, and from what my understanding was, I think Rudy hadn't really responded or whatever. He may have just said like 10-4 man or whatever. And then I mean I can understand it from the crew chief perspective as well as like, all right, dude, you've told me the same thing 4 times. Like freaking drive the car, like we're gonna work on it when we can get to it. Like I understand you're not in a good spot right now. But generally, I don't know, in a relationship, obviously the driver's in the midst of battle, right? So we've all been there, and you're heat of the moment, and you're fighting the conditions, and if the car's not driving how you need it to, it's going to stress you out. Um, so I guess I can see it from both perspectives, but yeah, I feel like one generally needs to be calm, and when you get both of them fired up, then it's generally not a good thing. And yeah, I don't know. To me, I think that's a little chink in the armor if I'm some of the competitors, and I think it just shows where Hendrick is maybe at right now, and some of the frustrations.
Yeah, I mean, times are tough at Hendrick. They're not rattling off wins. Have they won since Chase won a few months ago at Texas? I want to say no. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
because
I
William
mean, they're
hasn't
getting
won, Kyle
closer.
hasn't won, and Bowman hasn't
Yeah.
won. So yep.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting closer, but yeah, they were definitely off this past weekend. And I do agree with you that the drivers don't need to be divas, but for one time, I just want one of these drivers to just say, "Yo, dude, shut the hell up." Like,
Yeah,
I'm allowed to complain about this, fix it,
yeah,
I just want them to go back at them, but they always seem to just kind of shut up, which kind of irritates me.
yeah,
I don't know. I think it would be better for the team if the driver like just took control of the situation. That's just my opinion. I don't know, but it's a stupid thing for me even to be arguing about because, I mean, like you said, they're Hendrick cars. I mean, they need to figure it out. I mean,
yeah.
they shouldn't be running that bad,
I mean,
anyways.
bottom line, yeah, we shouldn't even be having this conversation to begin with. I mean, they need to be up front and running better anyway, right? So,
Hmm.
um, let's see, couple other things. Bubba's costly mistake on the white flag lap. Um, I'm really starting to think that Bubba Wallace has like a personality disorder or something. His mood swings are all over the place. It was very weird because early in the stage, is it stage one? I believe
Hmm.
is when he got spun out, right? He makes a really, really late block on Ty Gibbs. Now, I'm trying to remember exactly how it happened because to me, I know it's an extremely late move, but I don't think Ty really lifted as much as he probably could have. I think he did come out of the throttle some, but he definitely didn't slam on the brakes, which I don't blame him either. Like they're coming to the end of the stage, and Bubba threw an extremely late block. Apparently, Bubba was not happy about that. Um, so yeah, it was just kind of a whole weird deal. Like he got out of the car and I guess Ty was coming over to say he was sorry or something, and then Bubba got mouthy with him. Shocker. Um, Probably two of the most unlikable drivers like in the series having having a conversation. And then he tries to defend his move on TV, saying he didn't advance his position, but it was clear he was well below the line. I mean, what's going on there?
I mean, just Bubba being Bubba. I mean, we've seen it for years now. When things are going great, he's a joy to be around. He walks around with his chest puffed out. He talks a lot of junk. Um, and when things are going bad, we have to hear "Boo hoo is me," and he gets in drivers' faces. And um, yeah, like you said, I just think he's got a personality syndrome, and I think it's been that way for a long time. And yeah, he's one of my least favorite drivers. I think that goes without saying. Everybody knows that about me. Everybody knows. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just I get sick of Bubba shit. I don't even know what was he even doing that last lap? I mean, that's not a legal move. Why
Yeah.
cut all the way down there? He didn't have to do
So
that.
his defense was, I guess he got loose or something, and he was trying to say he chased the car down there, and I'm like, dude, like, you pulled it to the left to make a move for the lead. Like, it's okay that you did that. You were going for the win. Like, I'm not faulting you for going for the win. That's what you're paid to do. But you went out of bounds. Like, it's as simple as that. I mean, I I would have been so much cooler if he was just like, man, that sucks. I kind of lost my mind a little bit on the last lap. Like, my eyes got big. I was going for the win. We were fast. Made a mistake. Like, I would respect him so much more if he just said that versus like trying to find the excuse. And it shows the video of him and his crew chief going in the NASCAR hauler after the race and trying to fight it. And it's like, dude, what are you trying to fight? Like, that's out of bounds. You went down there. It's a penalty.
I could not believe there was discussion after the race that it shouldn't have been a penalty.
Right.
Like, that's the one that was the most obvious penalty. But besides Denny Hamlin's the same thing in Talladega, like 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago when they gave him the win. Remember that Talladega when he passed everybody way below the yellow line
When
coming out of
Denny
four?
did?
Yeah, you remember
Uh,
that? Oh man, there was a big wreck coming out of four. I think Matt DiBenedetto was going to win, and there was a huge wreck. Him and Matt made it through, but Denny passed him way on the bottom, and they gave Denny
oh,
the win. Yeah, and they
interesting.
said it was avoiding the wreck, but it wasn't even close. Anyway, that doesn't matter.
Huh.
But yeah, I mean, it was clearly a penalty. I don't know.
Now, I think what they were trying to argue was, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was third when he made the move, maybe, and then, I mean, I think technically didn't he cross the line second?
Yes, yeah, I
So
believe so. Yeah.
they were trying to say like he didn't lose, or I think Bubba was trying to say he was giving it back, but then Ty Gibbs shoved him forward to finish second or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he wasn't giving it back. He just lost all his momentum until Ty got there.
Yeah,
But then he was still mad at Ty after the race, right?
I know. Yeah.
Even though Ty picked him up there at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid Bubba shit. You know how it is.
Crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, so Ryan Blaney, all of a sudden, and Ross, I'm going to give you credit where credit's due.
I appreciate it, Josh.
You said
Ricky.
a week, I don't know who Josh is. You said a week or two ago that do not count Ryan Blaney out for this regular season championship. And I kind of thought you were crazy a little bit just because of the speed differential. Ryan Blaney has a damn near max points night only to be robbed. Do you know who by, Ross?
That would be Codyeth Werth.
Cody Shane Ware gets the fastest lap point. So instead of the 76 points, Ryan Blaney gets a measly 75 points and cuts that points lead down to 65 heading to North Wiltsboro. So, ladies and gentlemen,
which is going to be a
we got some competition, and I'm all for it, man. I thought Denny was going to take this and run, which he may still. He's clearly much faster, but I was a little surprised that he wasn't in more contention this week.
I wasn't. We hear a lot of stuff talked by Denny about how he's this amazing super speedway racer, blah blah blah. I mean, he was in that old car. He was that good mostly because those cars were that good. Anyway, obviously hasn't been as good as in the next gen era, but at Atlanta, I mean, they drive a lot like they did in the previous generation car, and he has yet to perform at Atlanta. I mean, yet. I mean, that was the 10th race at Atlanta, and he maybe has 1 top 10, 2 top 10s
Mhm.
in the time since we switched. So I wasn't really surprised to see Denny struggle.
Mhm.
But I was surprised to see Ron dominate. And I'll just be honest, because I felt like they had lost something the last couple super speedway races. And yeah, now we got a competition, and Ron Blaney, he's going to be really good at North Wilkesboro. Um, and Denny is also probably going to be pretty good too. So I don't think he'll gain a lot of points this week, but hey, he is one mistake from Denny and Tyler away from being right there.
Absolutely. Ross, because we're trying to fit everything in this big episode,
That's
let's
what
go
she said.
ahead let's go ahead and go over our picks from Atlanta. Let's go ahead and do our picks for North Wiltsboro, and then we'll kind of transition to a weekend preview. So, just to put a bow on it, obviously, just like you said, Ross, I'm so used to saying Denny Hamlin. Ryan Blaney wins at Atlanta, closes that gap, gives us all a little bit of hope that maybe we will have a little bit of competition coming to the stretch run here. Ross, congratulations. You have won this week with your pick of Carson Hocevar, which was a great pick, by the way. Austin Cindric did pretty well for me, but was not nearly as good as Hocevar. I was kind of hoping Hocevar would kind of do Hocevar things, and he did not. So, congrats. That does make the score now 10-7. So you are working on clawing your way back a little bit, which means that gives me first pick for North Wiltsboro. So
Congratulations.
let me take a quick gander, making sure everything's updated and making sure that I'm not doing a duplicate pick so I don't pull a Ross.
I would hate to see that. I would hate to see cheating in this whole system.
Trying to think of like who might run good. Don't
Man, the man I want to take is picked by me already. Son of a
short
yeah.
track. And I've got your list if you need help there. To keep you honest. Man,
I know who I want.
I don't want to pull out a huge heavy hitter. Oh, dang, man. Oh boy, I mean, it's gonna be a tight track.
No pressure.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm thinking. Oh, I think I'm just gonna punt again this week. I'm gonna go Todd Gilliland.
Todd G, the Todd Father for Wilkesboro by
Yep,
Ricky Allen Jr.
Todd Gilliland.
That'll be
So,
exciting because we're
yep.
going to have a Ford versus Ford matchup because I'm taking the bald man himself, the Logano-nator, Joey
Oh,
Logano
okay.
at Wilkesboro.
I like that pick. It's a good pick.
Thank you.
I hope he gets Rhett.
Me
But yeah.
too, personally.
Todd G versus Joey Logano at North Wiltsboro. The matchup everyone's been waiting for.
It's been in the writings, it's been in the books. We are excited for this matchup.
Hey, Joey Logano does have a win there in recent years from the All-Star race. So
Now, was he the original All-Star race winner there?
I'm so
Or was
glad
that
you asked,
Larson?
Ross, because that's going to be part of my trivia this week.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
I'm ready for it.
welcome everybody for part 2 of the Burn It Down podcast for the North Wiltsboro weekend preview. So we're going to leave Atlanta in the rear view after a great race, and we are going to talk North Wiltsboro. So, Ross, there has been 3 races since North Wiltsboro came back to life. They've all been all-star races. The first inaugural race of the current generation era was 2023. Who was the first winner of the next gen car at North Wilkesboro Speedway?
Well, this popped right in my head because I watched him dominate the truck race the day before, and it was super annoying, and I hated it because I hated that he was in the race and he was using a line no one else was using. It was Mr. Kyle Larson.
That is correct. Kyle Larson was our 2023 All-Star winner. I believe that was actually the first year that he was doing the double as well and going back and forth. And his patent line of that's a good old-fashioned ass kicking is what he said when he got out of the car. Fast forward the next year, we've got your bald friend, Mr. Joey Logano, gets the $1 million win in 2024. And then our most recent winner was Christopher Bell in 2025.
Well, nice. Yes,
So,
Christopher Bale dominated last year.
Ross, we are back. This will be the first points race 2026 at North Wiltsboro. Since what year?
Well, it's either one of 2 years. I want to say it was 1995.
Oh, so close. 1996 was the
Oh
last
man,
points race. Do you
dang
know
on.
who that winner was of that race?
It's one of two people again. It's either I'm gonna go with Jeff Gordon.
That is correct.
Okay.
Not only did Jeff Gordon win in 1996, he swept 1995, and he has won the last 3 points races there.
Who broke up? Oh, so he won the last 3 points races there.
Yep.
Okay.
He swept
Okay.
1995, and the only one race was run in 1996. So he
Interesting.
won 3
Okay.
in a row. Ross, can you tell me who is the winningest driver at North Wilkesboro with how many wins?
Winningest. When I think of North Wilkesboro, I think of the 80s. I'm going to say Darrell Waltrip.
Darrell Waltrip slots in at number 2 on our list. I've got 5 drivers, so can you name those 5 drivers? And yeah, so we'll do this first. Can you name the 5 drivers, and then we'll ask you who the winningest is?
Okay, the 5 drivers. I'm going to say Dale Earnhardt,
That's correct.
Darrell Waltrip.
Yep, already said DW. So that's 2.
Going to go with Richard Petty.
Rhett. That's number 3.
I'm also going to say Jeff Gordon. No. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess he would only won 3 times.
I'll give you a hint. The last 2 drivers are actually technically tied at 4th with 4 wins each.
Okay, I'm gonna. You know what? I think one is Terry Labonte.
Nope.
Gosh darn it. Rusty Wallace.
Nope.
Oh my gosh. All right. Tied with 4 wins at 4. Um, Ernie Irvan. My gosh. What's the time period on this? Obviously, it's the 80s and the 90s and 70s.
I'd say 70s and 80s.
70s and 80s.
Yep. Probably
Mm,
mainly 80s.
mainly 80s.
Think of 1979 Daytona key figures.
Okay, so Kelly Yarborough?
What was that?
Kelly Yarborough?
Yes, that's
Okay.
one. And who else?
Bobby Allison?
Correct.
Okay.
Kaylee Arbor and Bobby Allison each have 4. I do need to double check because I think Taylor Bonney and Rusty Wallace are both up there, but I want to say they have 3.
Yeah, I was
So
going to say Terry Labonte has won less races than you think he would have won in his whole career to be like one of the top drivers of all time.
Yep.
But I want to say one of the tracks he was actually really good at was North Wilkesboro.
Okay. And now, out of that list that you just went over, can you tell me who the winningest driver is? With how
I
many
would
wins?
say it's got to be Richard Petty.
That's correct. With
Number 11,
more.
13.
More.
Oh my gosh. 15?
Correct. 15
Wow.
wins.
Wow.
Granted, he was probably laps ahead on multiple ones of those ones, but he did have a crazy streak. I think it was like 7, almost 7 in a row with just one guy breaking it up. So yes, Richard Petty has the most points wins at 15, DW second at 10, Dale Earnhardt third at 5, and then you got Kyo Yarborough and Bobby Allison with 4. And then Jeff Gordon obviously slots in with 3 and is our most recent winner, points race winner, with those 3 in a row.
That's the kind of trivia I like. I like when we got the old and the new. Makes it a little bit more fun. Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't a whole lot to go off of from the three. So, and it was the All Star race, so it was a little bit different. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the points race here, Ross. I think there's several drivers that could be factors this weekend. Obviously, we just can't ignore the speed of the Toyotas. They've been really good. I expect Denny to probably be a heavy contender, but I think Ryan Blaney's gotten really solid there. Obviously, Chase Elliott's run really good at short tracks. You've got Kyle Larson still. And then even I don't know why, but like Ty Gibbs keeps popping in my mind as like, being a good driver. At these, I feel like he's led a couple of these at like um where's the all-star race we did this year? Bowman Gray. He seems to always kind of be up front around there too. So yeah, I think it should be fun.
I'm looking forward to it too. Obviously the short track package is not great in these cars, but it's something different, right? So it'll be interesting. It'll be pretty fun to watch. I really wish I'd go. It's only an hour and a half from here, and I thought about
I
going,
mean,
but
yeah.
good lord, the tickets are
Not on Sun
expensive.
Are they?
Yeah, they're pretty expensive. They're like $150 a piece. And they still haven't sold out yet, which is disappointing considering the
Yeah.
track is only about 20 to 25,000 people that the stands holds currently.
Uh-huh.
And the other thing is that you hear a lot about Wilkesboro. A lot of the reasons they didn't go back to Wilkesboro is that Wilkesboro is this shitty rundown town. Well, since I have started working near Wilkesboro is actually pretty nice.
Uh-huh.
So, and it's actually kind of big. So I'm surprised that they have such an issue filling stands. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'll be a lot of fun to watch on TV. Unless we get rain, then I will be
Yeah. Oh
angry, and you will
gosh.
hear about it next week.
Yeah. This kind of surprised me a little bit, Ross. I'm looking at the books, and they've got Ryan Blaney is actually the favorite for this weekend right now. Slight edge over Denny Hamlin. Um, FD has Ryan Blaney at plus 460 for the win, with Denny Hamlin at plus 490 in second. So not a huge discrepancy, but kind of interesting to see Ryan Blaney be the favorite.
I'm not surprised. I feel like it's going to be Blaney, Bell, and Hamlin are probably going to be
Mm-hmm.
the three to beat. Um, but I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Joey Logano is going to be really good this weekend. Don't know why. I think he has a real possibility of winning the pole. I mean, this is short track, flat oval, Penske, Phoenix type track. It
Yep.
has Penske written all over it.
Well, and let's not forget, I mean, even back to Martinsville earlier this year in the spring, I mean, Joey actually ran pretty good at Martinsville. Um, I think we say this every week, but it's even more so for these short tracks. I think qualifying is really, really, really going to be important because there's not a lot of passing that normally happens with this package. So generally, wherever you qualify, that's kind of be where you're going to kind of slot in at for a long time. Obviously, we'll have to look at pit strategy, maybe flipping stages and stuff like that. But yeah, I agree. This is an opportunity for Logano, and Logano is only 8 points below the cut line right now. So he's just kind of like that cold sore that won't go away, man. He just keeps hanging around. So
I mean, that's a great way to describe it. Yeah, I mean, they're just doing enough to stay in the conversation, which is unfortunate for the fans, but good for him, I guess.
yeah. Anything else we need to talk about off track?
Gosh, man, I have just been so far out of the news this week. Did has there been any news of
There has been.
anything?
I'll go over this. Apparently, I got to share this tweet with you. I already did, but I got to read it for the pod. So apparently, NASCAR has announced that they are going to be making changes to the super speedway packages. I'll give you a quick update of what I found. Basically, they're going to be going to 4-inch spoilers, so they're cutting it down from 7-inch to 4 inches. And then I want to make sure I get this number right so that I'm not looking dumb here. Give me just a second. Zachary Pockris, you missed your boat on this. So I have to go to the real Bob Pockris. But basically, Ross, I am a little unsure about this. They're reducing horsepower again. Um, with this
Which I think is
package.
needed. I think that's needed
Yep.
if they're reducing the spoiler to keep the speeds down, but also make that single car run faster.
Yep. So this is what they're doing. So they're going from 7 inches to 4 inches with the spoiler. They're reducing the horsepower from 510/520 to 465. Tapered spacer reduced to 2732s, 465 horsepower. New spoiler braces, spoiler deflection device redesigned to accommodate the 4-inch spoiler. This is single car speeds estimated to go 2 to 3 miles per hour faster than the current qualifying. The pack speed should remain the same, but it's supposedly supposed to make a discrepancy to where they can get runs roughly 5 miles an hour faster.
I'm
So
for anything that makes this racing better on Talladega and Daytona. I don't care what it is. Throw something at it. And I appreciate NASCAR for finally, after 5 years
I
of
have to
this,
read this
doing
tweet
something.
though from Mr. Cole Perrin. I love like uncensored Cole Perrin now that he's out of NASCAR. He shares NASCAR's tweet that says news and hopes to provide more opportunities for passing. NASCAR officials have announced rule updates to NASCAR Cup Series Super Speedway package. Cole Perrin quote tweets and says, "At what point do these donkeys admit that they completely fucked the design of this car?"
100% right.
And he is yeah, he's dead ass accurate. So yeah,
I
at
mean,
some
it's
point you
been what,
gotta
5 years of
yeah,
just dealing with this bullshit on this
right.
car. We have literally changed this
How
car
many
1,000
how many
times.
package changes have we made with this car, like, since it started? Between the short tracks, super speedways, mile and a halves.
A bunch, and, one of the reasons they brought this car in is so that you could run the same type of package everywhere, and damn, we're back to the old days of just having, like, a different package for every track we go
I
to.
know it. We
I
really
mean, it's
are.
ridiculous.
Yep. Yeah, I'm
Um,
with you. I mean, you gotta do something. Something's gotta be better than what we got right now, right? So
yeah.
and I think that came
Um,
off the heels of everyone just saw how good Atlanta is too. Like if we can try to, I mean, we've been saying it from the beginning, the closer you can get to old school super speedways, the better. And man, dude, I just remember I used to love Daytona and Talladega. Like it was so exciting when the super speedways came around. You were like glued to your TV. And now it's just like you roll your eyes when you see it on the schedule now.
I miss the days of, like, the 2009 Daytona 500 when the track was actually, it was 2008, maybe 2009. The track was so rough, handling meant so much that they'd be packed up for about 10 laps, and then they would just slowly the handling would take over, and they would just spread out, and, like, the really good handling cars would be up front, and then the bad handling cars would almost go a lap down. I just miss those days, um, and I just miss exciting racing, and we just don't see it anymore. I'm sure we get that stupid fake 3 wide stuff that we have to pretend is exciting, but it's really not. And, yeah, if they can fix the super speedway racing, that'd be great. Just because, like you said, I don't look forward to Daytona anymore. I don't look forward to Talladega. And, once they fix that, then they can go fix the road course racing as well. And after they fix that, maybe they can work a little bit more on the short track package. I don't know. Like you said, it's like we're always constantly fiddling with this car because it's just beyond screwed up.
Yep. Ross, ORAPS is off this weekend, but we do have the truckers, as Jamie Little or Michael Waltrip would call them. The truckers are in action 12:30 on Saturday in North Wiltsboro. So,
It's exciting.
yeah, that'll
Yeah.
probably be fun.
Uh, Ricky Allen Jr., I have great news for you. Jamie Little will not be calling the race. Mr. Brett Stover, whoever the hell that is,
I
will
don't
be
know, but
calling the
he's
race.
good. Yeah, the couple times I've heard him, he's pretty good.
I would like to petition for Eric Brennan to be the full-time guy. That guy does a really good job. He's been on DBC lately,
Yeah.
because Freddie's been out, and he's legit. He has upgraded that podcast like 2 to 3 points, just himself, because he keeps conversation rolling. He actually brings in good points. And no offense to Carson, but she kind of sucks, and so they've kind of set her to the side a little bit. But he's been doing a really good job. When I think he actually announced Lime Rock. Yeah, he was the
Okay.
Lime Rock
Yeah,
announcer.
okay, well, maybe that's who I was thinking of then.
Yeah,
He
so
was good.
I really wish they had just brought him back, and I really wish they would just make him the full-time guy. Great speaker, seems to really know a lot about the sport, puts in a lot of
Mhm.
the time and effort. So this is my plea for NASCAR. I know you listen to this podcast, obviously.
Yeah, we're the biggest one around.
We're the biggest podcast in Roanoke, Virginia, Lynchburg, Virginia, and Stewart, Virginia. So, just take our advice and put him in as a full-time guy, Fox. Thanks.
Ross, what are the odds that we go to North Wiltsboro on Saturday for the truck race?
I wanna say probably well, I don't know, are you coming down?
I don't know, maybe.
I don't
Might be
know, let me
fun.
know. This is my last weekend of freedom before I have to watch my new baby for 2 weeks, who I can't even hold for 10 seconds without her crying,
What
in complete
uh, why is that?
well, she loves her mom, and,
Uh-huh.
I was gone for 3 days, so, I came back, and I think she thinks I'm, not the daddy anymore, so, um, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough 2 weeks, so that might be my only
Is your
day
wife going
of,
somewhere or something?
well, she's going back to work, Josh. She only gets,
Oh, okay.
Ricky, she only gets,
Yeah,
6 weeks of, paternity or I don't know, 12 weeks. I don't know
maternity
how long
leave,
it's been.
Ross, get it right,
Yeah, yeah,
golly.
I get paternity leave, she gets maternity leave.
There you go.
So yeah, my ears will be bleeding next week on the pod.
Oof, okay.
So it's gonna be a rough couple weeks, but we'll persevere and we'll push through, and we'll be like Noah Gragson, and just show up hurt and shitty and sucky, but we'll be here. We'll be
Yeah,
here.
cool. Well, yeah, we'll see. I don't know if I can, swing it or not, but that would be a fun little day trip, I feel like, so.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I mean, we could easily be back before you could be back. Well, I don't know about your house, but I could
Let
be
me
back
let
to
me
my
see how
house
far
by
away I
4 o'clock.
am. Let's see.
I'd say you're about 3.5 hours away,
That far?
unfortunately. Yeah,
Really?
probably because it's down and left.
I was hoping for more 2.5.
Do want to ask you a Hocevar question before we get off of this thing, whenever you get a second.
I'm 3 hours and 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty
Right at
far.
3.
Yeah. I
That
will
ain't
say
too
they do have a Starbucks on the way, which is nice. And they also
bad.
have, um, you could always ride to my house and I could drive you down and we could drive back. And then that way you don't have to drive 3.5 hours, but that's up to you.
Shoot, that ain't
Um,
nothing.
yeah. And then I did want to ask you a Hocevar question before we end this thing.
God,
Did Carson Hocevar cost him the win with all his antics the last 2 years?
yes. That's not even a hard question. Yeah, it was very blatant. You could watch the last lap and you've got guys that are top and bottom, and then there's literally no one behind him in the middle. So I actually thought he was gonna wreck Blaney. I'll be honest with you. Like as soon as they were side by side, I thought he was gonna just like drive him straight in the wall or some shit. Like I was shocked that he didn't.
I mean, it kind of looked like he did a little bit. He did put him
It
in the wall.
looked
Did you
like he
see?
thought about it and then he like pulled back is what I
Yeah,
saw.
yeah.
Like he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it." No, I'm not. Like that's what I saw.
I love to see him lose. I hated it for my bets because I would have won a nice little chunk of change if he had won. But yeah, I was glad to see he lost. Quite
Yeah. But
honestly.
yeah, 100%. We've always said that it's gonna catch up to him eventually, and I think we're starting to see that a little bit now. Guys are not gonna cut him braids. The Zane Smith drama thing kind of was interesting that he took a swing at him last week, not physically, but obviously on the racetrack. Which I applaud because we've been saying forever, like, at what point is someone actually going to do something? So, yeah, I feel like Zane Smith got like a lot of random hate, and they're like, "Yeah, you run in the back of the pack," and I'm like, I think I'm for it. Like, he
Hmm.
actually did something. Instead of just talked about it, he actually did something. So, granted, he didn't do a good job of it, but he kind of tried. So, yeah. So between that and then you could see it was pretty evident in the race that no one really wanted to work with him. Even throughout the race, like I didn't see a whole lot of people pushing him or anything, like unless they just had to. But yeah, there was. Eh, when the end of the race came, I was like, "There's no way he's going to win because no one's going to work with him."
Yeah, I agree with that. Final question, Josh. Ricky Allen Jr. Sorry, I will get this right one day. Josh is a former friend. I always just say his name. Ricky's a completely different person. But I wanted to ask this question. How on earth is Ryan Blaney not the most popular driver in NASCAR?
Yeah. I mean, I said it, I think at the beginning of this season, I have firmly slotted Ryan Blaney as my second favorite driver. Obviously, I'm pretty loyal to Kyle Larson Nation. I've got to be. I'm not going to jump drivers, but yeah, if Kyle can't win, I'm always pulling for Blaney. So it was actually like I was pumped to see him win, to be honest. So, and again, Zachary Pockers, he loves when we shout him out. He is a diehard Ryan Blaney fan. Kind of quick backstory behind that, Ross, if you even care. Zach and I were very diehard Jeff Gordon fans growing up. That's kind of the basis of our friendship, where we met at Liberty, and then we had to decide who we were going to support when Jeff Gordon retired, and we came to a fork in the road. I originally chose Chase Elliott, and he chose Ryan Blaney from the get-go when Ryan was going to the Wood Brothers. So he has been a very loyal Ryan Blaney fan from the beginning. So I know Zach is happy to see Ryan doing well. Obviously, I switched my allegiance quickly from Chase to Kyle Larson right before Kyle came to Hendrick. So I'm not quite a super bandwagon fan, but obviously Hendrick being my favorite team, and I really liked Larson, so that was kind of my go-to after Jeff Gordon. But yeah, so Zach has been Ryan Blaney from day one, and yeah, I'm right there behind him. So
Josh, that's pretty crazy. You became a Larson fan before you went to Hendrick, and weird timing on that. I'm not going
it
to do the
is.
math
That's
on
right.
2020 or nothing,
You don't have
but
to. Don't have to.
it is very important. It is very no controversy in 2020 or nothing.
None at all.
But it is very
nor is
important
our
to be
friend
number.
had any either.
It's true. Surprised he wasn't a Larson fan.
right.
But yeah, it's very important to be number 2 on your list. So good for Blaney.
Yeah,
we know
that's
all
right.
the listeners know how important that is. So
It is.
yeah, that was all I had this week. Yeah, I'm looking forward to actually sitting down and watching this race on Sunday night. Because I didn't get to do a lot of that on Sunday. So should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I will. I'll see what I can do. I think it would be really fun to go Saturday. Might be a little tough because it's going to turn into kind of an all day thing. But yeah, we'll see. If not, I'll gladly watch on TV. So all right, Ross.
Pray for
Well,
no
we
rain.
enjoyed it. That was a lot crammed into one episode. We apologize again to all our loyal listeners and viewers that we were not able to release a Monday episode due to Ross and I's very heavy business schedule. So keep on liking, sharing, and maybe one day we will become full-time podcasters as our job. You never know. Keep dreaming out there. Until next time, we will be back to recap North Wiltsboro. And where are we going after that? We will preview Indy. Oh, yeah, baby. Love me some Indy. Yeah. It'll be great. It'll be great.
Forward to it.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Y'all have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you then.